good point. Oh, thank you. You guys could talk for a few minutes. We're waiting for two other board members. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Board of Education October 14th, 2025 meeting. May I ask you to please rise for a Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just housekeeping item. As part of our ongoing commitment to an inclusive community engagement, those joining virtually can now email questions and comments to SWR BOE Meeting at k12.newyork.us. for inclusion during our second public comment period. Residents wishing to make comments or raise questions shall sign up with the district clerk and state their name, their address, and topic. Public discussion is prohibited on matters relating to staff and students at which their reputation, privacy, or rights to due process or the rights of others to due process could be in some way violated. All comments should be directed to the board president. The board president may choose to respond to these comments or refer them to the superintendent or other board members for a reply or for consideration at a later response. All comments should always be respectful, non-defamatory, and should maintain a level of decorum appropriate for a meeting of a public body. Thank you. First up tonight, we have our approval of our agenda. May I get a motion? Jim, and Megan, thank you. I'm so used to S being here as Jamel and James. That's what got me screwed up. All in favor? 6-0. Next up is our superintendent's report. Mr. Poole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. For the first part of my superintendent's report, I'm going to turn it over to our 3 ex officio student trustees, Riley Keneally, Gianna Ruggiero, and Ray Hidaka. Welcome.
Hello, this is my first meeting, so I would like to do just a brief introduction about myself. My name is Ray Hidaka, and I'm a senior. I decided to apply for the ex officio position because I wanted to help bring the student voice to the board and contribute to making our school community even stronger. I'm involved in a variety of activities inside and outside of school, such as varsity tennis and music through orchestra and triumph. Additionally, I was an intern at Peconic Bay Medical Center in the summer 2024 and at Brookhaven National Laboratory this summer to conduct research. I've also been a bowl crew member at the USA Open for 4 years, and in the future I plan to study biology and other related sciences for pre-medical track in college with the goal of becoming a physician, combining both research and clinical practice. I'm also currently going through the college application process, and I'm thankful for the support and guidance from my teachers and counselors as I prepare.
The PSAT will be held on October 18th on a Saturday. Many students have been playing more traditional games such as Uno during lunch and starting conversations, and high school progress reports and middle school progress reports just came out this past Friday.
High school makeup/retake day for senior pictures is on October 24th. In girls tennis, Mia Wentz is playing for the single championship. Brooke Farley, Emily Martinez, Annabelle Price, and Emma Finnegan are all on the final day of competition. Boys varsity soccer is ranked #1 in New York State for Class A. We are in the final stretch of the fall season and celebrating many of our fall senior athletes.
Both the girls and boys varsity volleyball teams had their annual Dig Pink Games to support breast cancer awareness. SAD held its Start with Hello Week, which is aimed at reducing loneliness and social isolation in schools. This week at the high school is GSA Spirit Week, and the staff and students are encouraged to support and celebrate wearing pink or white or blue on Wednesday, and 80s Day on Thursday, and Pajama Day on Friday. Come support the production of She Kills Monsters starting on October 23rd through Saturday. All performances starting at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium.
Sounds exciting.
All right.
Can't wait to go. Are you guys going to attend? Okay, very good.
Great, thank you. And then a few other happenings across the school district. Over at the middle school on Friday, October 17th, Ms. Lassesse and Ms. Hamsky's grades 6, 7, and 8 reading students will be going on a field trip to Theater 3 to see James and the Giant Peach. Over at the middle school, Unity Day is October 22nd, which is a day to show unity for kindness, acceptance, and inclusion. Wear orange to send a visible message that no child should ever experience bullying. And on October 27th, the middle school jazz band will be going on a field trip to the Wading River School, where they will have the opportunity to listen to a professional jazz band. The New York Police Department Jazz Ensemble will rehearse and perform for our students. Over at Wading River, tomorrow, the Wading River Fire Department, thank you to our local fire department, will be visiting for special presentations to teach all Wildcats fire safety for Fire Prevention Month. Over at Wading River, they are celebrating Character Counts next week, where various positive character traits will be highlighted each day. Students and staff on Thursday, October 23rd, will spell out "Be a Hero" in human form with a drone taking the photo for all in honor of first responders, veterans, or medical professionals, and they are invited to come to Wading River to join in on that special endeavor. And Wading River students will also enjoy the New York City Jazz Band performing on Monday, October 27th. Over at Miller Avenue, Over 25 students, congratulations to those students, were recognized as Wildcats with Character for demonstrating the character trait of respect in September. At Miller Avenue, the Rocky Point Fire Department will be scheduled to visit them on Tuesday, October 21st for safety lessons. Thank you to them. And kindergarten and first grade students will be visiting the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center at the end of October on the 22nd and 23rd. On this evening's agenda, we have a middle school student council presentation. We have a middle school building update from Mr. Van. Tonight is an annual school board recognition night, and we have a special guest, Mr. LaSquadro from the town of Brookhaven, who, such a partner to the school district, is going to share some proposals for Randall Road safety improvements for the entrance to the middle school. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Poole. Sorry? Oh, I thought you guys had something. Okay. Next up, with an opportunity for board members. Anything you want to add? So I decided I'm going to use one of the vocabulary words tonight. I did want to welcome, I see a lot of our teachers here. Thanks. So I'm going to acknowledge your presence. Thanks for all being here tonight. Appreciate that. Next up, yeah, there you go. You can do that. We can do that. We do very much appreciate our teachers, and it's nice to see you all here tonight. I don't know if it's because it's Board Appreciation Night. We're trying to figure that out. I'm just kidding. Have a little humor in the room, but it's nice to see you all. Thanks for being here. The other thing I just wanted to add is, Mr. Meinster, we had the curriculum meeting on 10/9. I did find it very helpful. One of the main topics was looking at the high school offerings in terms of thinking of our students, the number of sections, the courses that are offered, and thinking about what that looks like in the future. So I did enjoy the workshop, the meeting, and collaborating. I got to be on the ELA, Social Studies and World Languages group, which is great to look in the enrollment in those courses. I don't know if Jim, if you want to, in STEM, you're on the STEM, so did appreciate that, and I thought it was a well-run meeting, Alan, so thank you for that. Anyone else have anything they want to add? Okay, very good. Next up, any statements from residents, Ms. Kirschus? No. Okay, moving right along. We have student and staff recognitions. First, thank you, Mr. Van, for welcoming us here at the Prodell Middle School. There'll be a presentation, so I'll bring you up, I guess, to introduce the advisors, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It is certainly our pleasure to have you here visiting our school tonight. Appreciate all the board members and central office folks that came out. We're fortunate enough tonight to have our student council, who's led by Mr. Sicoli and Ms. Waldron, give a brief overview of what they've been up to and what the plans are for this year. So I'd like to invite them up now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van. I would like to thank the Board of Ed and Mr. Poole for giving us this opportunity to present tonight. We are very proud to be the co-advisors, Ms. Waldron and myself, for Student Council and Leadership Club at Prodell. We had our first meeting last Thursday where 40 students across all 3 grade levels did attend. We look forward to having our returning students back, electing new officers this year, and just really trying to implement the skills and values that will help our students represent our school proudly, our community proudly, and our district proudly. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce Ms. Waldron, and then the students can go ahead and present.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to present. It's really nice being able to have our students be a part of such leadership opportunities in our school, and we can't wait to have them share with you some of the things we're working on so far this school year.
Hi, my name is Colby Brown, and I hold the position of the president. Student Council created our annual homecoming banner with the theme red, white, and blue for the high school's Patriots homecoming game. We are proud to represent our building and come together with Miller Avenue, Wading River, and the high school student council. In addition, we connected with community programs like Sharks Football and Cheer by showing our support in the homecoming parade.
Hi, my name is Brielle Bannon, and I hold the position of Vice President for Student Council. Unity Day is on October 22nd, and we invite our schools and community to wear orange to send a visible message that we stand in unity against bullying. Advisories have been signing their unity pledges, and Student Council will be posting these around our building. Students will be receiving orange bracelets during their lunch periods to spread awareness, and we would like to share with you too. Students will be creating positive post-it messages during advisories, and student council will be posting the uplifting messages around our building.
Hi, my name is Cooper Hawkmuth, and I hold the position of Treasurer for Student Council. Student Council is throwing the annual Halloween dance on October 24th. We utilized our expense report to go over expenses, revenue, and profit. Last year, 185 students attended the dance with the cost of $10 per student. We raised $1,850. We calculated our profit by subtracting our expenses from the revenue, which gave us a total profit of $776.11. Our goal is for even more student attendance this year and a larger profit raised for future school events.
Hi, my name is Kira Holt, and I'm a member of Student Council. Prodell Middle School is celebrating a drug-free life with the annual Red Ribbon Week poster contest. 6th and 7th grade advisories create poster boards, while 8th grade advisories create digital posters through Canva. All posters are displayed in the main lobby, and a slideshow is created of the 8th grade posters. The advisories came up with fun and creative ways to promote a drug-free life, as shown here.
My name is Jake Coriano. My name is Jake Coriano. As we celebrate Red Ribbon Week, we will unify as a district and wear red on Monday with a pinky swear to be alcohol-free and drug-free with activity during lunch at Prodell Middle School. Tuesday is Twin Day because twins don't let other twins do drugs or bully others. At lunch, students can pledge to be drug-free and kind. Wednesday, we celebrate the Wildcats character trait of the month, kindness, and wear SWR school pride gear. Kindness shoutouts will be available to students in the cafeteria to shout out to peers, staff, teachers, and others. Thursday is celebrating living a healthy, drug-free life through fitness. Wear fitness clothes and guess how many candy corn are in the jar at lunch for a prize. Friday concludes Red Ribbon Week. We celebrate Halloween wearing costumes at school with poster contest winners will be announced on Monday.
Thank you very much, and this is our middle school student council.
I just wanted to quickly just recognize Mr. Sicoli and Ms. Waldron as well. Doing a wonderful job with the student council. The turnout is more than I've ever seen before as far as students wanting to be involved. So I think they get a lot of credit for that, and I truly appreciate their hard work in that regard.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Sicoli and Ms. Waldron. 40 students, that's amazing. And I love the activities they're already working on. I love the budgeting. The budgeting factor is really neat. That's really terrific. And I do like my new bracelet. Thank you so much for Unity Day. Thank you again. That was terrific. Next up is school board recognition. Mr. Poole.
Thank you, Mr. President. So while Monday this week marked the official start of School Board Recognition Week in New York State, the positive impact of our board trustees here locally is felt every week of the school year. Serving on a school board requires over 300 hours annually between meetings, meeting preparations, reading, and learning. It's kind of like working, and you all know this, it's kind of like working overtime, an extra month and a half each year without pay, with time devoted entirely to the future of our community's children. And they do this, again, without payment, balancing their family lives and careers with their commitment to our community. To the families that are here tonight who share their loved ones with our district, please stand and be recognized because your support makes this service possible. Our trustees, who have a combined 50 years of experience, aren't just attending meetings. School board members take on one of the most important citizen responsibilities, maybe the most important, which is overseeing the education of the community's youth. They develop budgets, shape capital projects and policies, and ensure the community's voice shapes every educational decision. They are out each year for 25 or more meetings between regular and committee meetings. Some are out for 40. Even tonight, They're here instead of sharing dinner with their families, watching their own children's activities, or enjoying their own favorite pastimes. Trustees shoulder the weight of district oversight and carry the responsibility of student success. They're in our schools, at our concerts, and present at our celebrations, not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. They take on challenging issues and make difficult decisions in support of students and staff. This is rewarding work, I know, but it's not easy to always accomplish. And to our trustees, your dedication doesn't just correlate with our student success, it catalyzes it. Research confirms what I see every day. Effective boards like ours here in Shoreham-Wading River elevate student achievement. Your commitment shapes not just policy, but possibilities. For me personally, I couldn't function without the Board of Education. I appreciate your ongoing support and commitment to all of our staff and students. You are valued, you are needed, and thank you to all of our trustees. And to all, if you see a trustee around, please take a moment to thank them for all that they do before you ask the tough question. So thank you to all of our trustees. At this time, I'd like to call up our principals and a couple of special guests who'd like to say thank you as well. And then after that, we have a brief 10-minute break for some coffee and a few cookies, and then we'll get back.
So we just have a little something that we put together, and we decided we're a small district with a big heart, right? So we, instead of just doing separate presentations, we combined, and we just did almost a practice. So this is really like our first practice live right here that we're going to go live. So please, we're going to do our best. And students from all the schools are just going to say a little bit of something about how our board is very special and makes this place incredible. From where we're standing to what happens in the classrooms, our incredible staff and teachers, to everything that goes on in the district, you're there behind the scenes making it all happen. So thank you. Start off with Owen. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. We're here tonight to celebrate BOE Appreciation Week, and we have something important to say. Our Board of Education is anything but Board of Education.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. That was good.
That's right. BOE doesn't just stand for Board of Education, it stands for much more.
It stands for brilliant opportunities everywhere. Our board always creates amazing chances for us to learn and grow every single day.
Board of Education is anything but dull. It's dynamic. Our board of members are always moving forward, bringing fresh ideas and new programs to our schools.
BOE is everything but stiff. It's flexible. When students need support, when parents have concerns, or when challenges arise, or our board adopts and finds solutions.
Board of Education is anything but tedious. It's exciting, from new technology to innovative learning spaces.
Our board makes school a place we want to be.
Board of Education is anything but rigid. It's responsive. Board members listen to our voices, hear our ideas, and actually care about what we think.
Board of Education is anything but monotonous. It's inspiring. Watching dedicated community members volunteer their time shows us what service and leadership really means.
BOE is anything but lifeless. It's energizing. The passion our board brings to educate, motivate teachers, students, and families alike.
BOE is anything but uninteresting. It's engaging.
Boards meetings, school visits, and community connections show you are invested in our success.
Board of Ed is anything but inflexible. It's visionary. Our board doesn't just think about today. You are planning for our future and the futures of students who will come after us.
So during this Board of Education Appreciation Week, we want to say thank you. Thank you for your time, your dedication, your hard work, and for proving that every day that our Board of Education is anything but boring.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Look at this, and I did not hit Jerry.
Save it till the end of the meeting? Okay. What's that? Yeah, we can skip the, just, if you want to move it to the end, move it to the end, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can tell them they can release them out. Let them use it on their way out. Yeah. And probably Kevin doesn't care. If you want to move Dan up, probably Kevin doesn't care, but if you want to move up, if you want to move Dan in the squadron ahead or not, I don't know. He probably doesn't care.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it moving, okay?
Yeah.
So thank you to our principals. I want to thank, oh, she wants to take a picture. Smile, everybody. Did you get it? Okay. Smile for the camera. Okay, where was I now? All right. So we're going to skip our taking a short break for light refreshments, but I do invite anyone that's interested, and especially the students that just spoke, if they would love to get some refreshments, we'd encourage it. Thank you again for that beautiful presentation and acknowledging us all. I'm privileged to serve with the people that I do. They all have such diverse backgrounds, and we do spend a lot of time, and it is really here for our community. So glad to serve with all of you. All right, next up, reports and reviews. Let's go with our middle school presentation. We're back to Mr. Van.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give it a minute. Are we leaving this? What's going on here? What happened? Should I have taken a break out of it? Okay.
I feel like every year I get the toughest act to follow, like, you know. But I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all tonight. Highlighting some of the programs that we have here at our wonderful school. And I know that I've presented before. Something I said.
I guess they don't want to see Mr. Van. I know, it's middle school, we know. Feel free to grab a refreshment on the way out. Have a good night, everyone.
Oh, I felt like when you kicked me out of the meeting.
What's up?
All right, so I know that I presented in the past about our music program, but I always like to circle back to it because it is one of the things that I think that makes our school and our school district really that's so special. We have wonderful, wonderful music educators. We have wonderful, talented students and supportive parents. You know, our program, students get to meet every day for their ensembles. The lessons are spaced out over the course of the week, where very thoughtfully, where students don't miss the same class very often, and we take every advantage that we can to get out into the community and showcase our talents. Our band program is alive and strong. We have 50 students in the 6th grade program right now, 88 students in the 7th and 8th grade program. Our jazz band, which many of you seen before, is rehearsal, is an audition-based program. 18 members this year, and that's open to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And if you haven't seen them perform, you are missing something, because they really, under the leadership of Mr. Finity, do a wonderful job where they improvise solos, and it's really quite a talented crew. Of the 40 students that performed NISMA solos, 23 of them received the highest score possible. 2 students even played in multiple solos, and 20 of those students were in all-county SCMEA ensemble. So band program is alive and well. Similar to orchestra, 37 students currently in the 6th grade program. Our 7th and 8th grade program has 56 students. Chamber orchestra, like, is, you know, the flip side kind of the jazz band. That's audition based as well, and we have very talented students. They get involved also in some interdisciplinary opportunities. So if you've been fortunate to come to see the Radicals and Tories program, oftentimes we'll have the chamber orchestra will be there playing some colonial music, marching through the hallways, playing drums and whatnot. It's really a wonderful event, and it's really a way to to bring everyone together. So they're always willing to do that. They've played at some board meetings as well, some retirement opportunities. So, you know, they're always willing to get out into the community, and they do just such a wonderful job. Many awards for those folks as well. 8 perfect scores in that festival. And chorus is the big one, right? We have 116 kids in the 7th and 8th grade chorus. Testament certainly to Mr. Samante under his leadership. A dubious honor, I think he feels at times, you know, with that many students. But and our 6th grade program is 67 students as well, which, you know, it's half the grade, you know, little less than half. But so students are involved in the music program, and they are under great leadership by their teachers. Again, many awards. So the one that I like the most as I go on the trip is the Music in the Parks. That's in the summer, almost really June, late spring, and we travel up to Massachusetts and compete against schools from all over the Northeast, and we won first place last year, which was incredible. It was really quite an honor. The students were so very excited about it, as were we. So that's a program that I'll give credit to Mr. Zamonte again. He kind of brought that to us and really has run with that, and the students love it. So music program doing incredibly well here at Prodell. I did want to take a moment and just talk a little bit about our impact course. So if you remember, we used to have a course called MOIP. So this is rebranded MOIP, really, right? MOIP was a rough name a little bit.
That name didn't catch on, right?
Sorry, no, I got it. I have my Chromebook here too, so I was confused. Because I can't read that, so I'm reading it off of here. So I apologize. But our impact course is, as I said, is kind of a rebranding of the MOIP program. And the folks did some curriculum writing on it, I think last summer, not this past summer, summer before, and came up with some really wonderful additions to that. So there's 4 units of study that are involved in that, and they're right up there. Are they up there? No. Here we go. The Ready Financial Literacy Middle School Capstone Project and Presentational Skills. So those are things that are all covered throughout the course of the year. There really is no acronym. Impact doesn't really have, it's not an acronym. It's just what we feel, you know, when students identify these opportunities and these community initiatives, they're having an impact, a positive impact on their school community, on their own community, or the global community. So that's where the name impact came from. But within that course, different times throughout the year, students are conducting research, evaluating sources. We do some work on AI. They're looking at different databases. There's a financial piece where students put together monthly budgets. Capstone projects is kind of you know, precursor to the AP Capstone project. They learn to do some research and to identify action steps, and then they make presentations. And at the end of the year, I know Mr. Biscardi and and myself and many other teachers too sat through some of those presentations where you were invited into classrooms and they put together their presentations and showed you what they learned and recommended any kind of opportunities that were available within the community. So it's really, I think, really re-energized that program. I know the teachers love teaching it, and they did a wonderful job writing the curriculum. The students were very excited coming around the building last spring, telling us about what their ideas were, asking to meet with us to present, present what they're looking to do, and then invite us into their presentation. So it's really a program, I think, that's growing and still has great possibility. We tied it into a civic Seal of Civic Readiness, which is something that you guys have at the high school that you're familiar with. There's an opportunity for students to earn an additional credit or point by participating in the impact course by that capstone program. So last year we had many community members come in and help us out. You can see up there, there's a photo's a little hard to see, but we had Mr. Willie's class organized cleanup kind of the Kevin Williams field, and they built a permanent container, trash container, because I guess it kind of blew around a little bit. We have another young lady who spearheaded a bake sale for St. Jude's, and King Cullen did a great job, let them set up out there, and they raised, I think, $700 or $800 for St. Jude's. So, a big part of that program also is I have to give credit to Ms. Kaylin, our librarian. She really spearheads the research component, invites those classes in, gives them access to the OPALs, the virtual reference collection, the VRC, and really does a lot of co-teaching with the impact teachers on how to create those programs and to get them to, to where they need to be. And I keep a slide in there on the library program because it's ever evolving. She is a force. She stays up to date with all the professional development and any new initiatives through the county system. So you can see there's some of the things that are going on there, the big reads, the Friday features. The First Page Fridays is super fun. We get invited into classrooms to read the first page of a book. To students, they don't know who their reader's going to be, so they get excited when some of their teachers or I go in there or Mrs. Biscardi goes in, gets them hooked on a book, hopefully, and then they check the book out, and we can talk about it at a later date. But those are some of the things that are going on in the library program. Beanstack is a new program as well. That's where kids sign up to read books. I think we're up to like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 minutes already this year. And it's just kind of a way for kids to keep track of their reading and get excited about it. I just wanted to give Mrs. Biscardi an opportunity to talk a little bit about our Wildcats with Character and some of our social emotional assemblies that we have going on. She has done a wonderful job spearheading those initiatives and bringing some new life to them. So I'd like to invite her up at this time.
I do not know how to work the clicker. I'm just giving everyone a heads. Okay. Hi. Good evening. I'm very, very excited to present on our Wildcats with Character program. This is an initiative that I am extremely passionate about. I have a lot of, I hope that I brought a lot of enthusiasm to the school through the program. As you know, each month we highlight a different character trait. So October's trait is kindness. One of the biggest things we do, similar to some of the other schools, is we nominate students at the end, or we ask staff members to nominate students at the end of the month. We had about, I think it was 25 or 26 students also in the month of September recognized for the trait of respect. And I can't describe, like, some of these students who may not always be recognized, for academics or other things, the smile on these kids' faces when they come down and get these certificates that we give them. And this year we have string packs and we have, the multi-highlighters, and just to be recognized for something, they are so excited, and it just makes me so excited that they can be recognized for something like this. So we do that at the end of every month. I wanted last year to find a way to involve students more, like, in the process in itself. So one of the things that I did was we decided to have students be able to submit their own quotes. We started that last year, so I do quotes of the day each morning. And originally I was kind of coming up with the quotes on my own, but now students submit their own quotes, and each month I kind of embed the student recommendations for quotes into the morning announcements. I never really asked for this, but students actually have been just creating their own, and I just they put their names there. Some of those students, like, they want their names read on the announcements. It's terrific. It's fantastic. I have kids creating quotes about kindness, kids creating quotes about respect. So I'm really excited about that. I also, we're going to start next week actually having kids recite the Wildcats with Character quotes of the day on the morning announcements. So kids volunteer to do that. So just finding more ways to get the kids involved. That picture up there, actually, if you zoom out, I just want to give a little bit of credit to some of our staff members, but you may have seen it when you were walking at the front of the building. Miss Waldron and Mr. Sicoli, they actually, get up on ladders, and every month they actually put the trait up, like there's like a banner, right now it says kindness, above the wings. And I also have to thank Miss Fallon and Miss Seneca, who are part of our, they're co-advisors of our National History Day Club, and they've also contributed to Wildcats with Character. They've given me like posters of different historical figures that have exemplified the traits of the month, and we now have them hung up around the wings. So everyone's really kind of getting on board, and I'm just very grateful for everyone who's contributed to this program. Related to the program, we have an assembly that for really each grade level that focuses on traits like kindness, inclusion, acceptance. We really wanted to bring in one big assembly per grade level. So last year, as you can see up on the slide, we welcomed in the Bionic Project. This was actually an idea that came to me from one of our teachers, Lisa McAvoy, one of our 6th grade social studies teachers. One of the members of the Bionic Project was her former student. I believe in a different district, and he reached out to her several years ago and said, I'm starting this company, I really want to get into some schools, we want to get into some schools in New York. And when I was hired, Lisa reached out to me and she said, listen, I know there's so much going on, but I just want you to know that this could be a great opportunity for our 6th graders. So I looked into it, and I spoke with the Bionic Project members, and lo and behold, they're back for a 2nd year. We want to make it kind of part of our rotation. So I'm actually going to play a little clip just because I think it will help you to see what the Bionic Project is all about and the work that they do with our kids. They're going to be here on Friday. I'm really excited. So they're coming to work with our 6th graders this Friday.
Okay, speaking of soccer, we're turning our focus now to adaptive soccer. An East Coast organization with Bay Area ties aims to create a more inclusive world for everyone, regardless of physical disability. It's called the Bionic Project. The goal is to dismantle disability bias through programs and inclusive sports. I caught up with members of the Bionic Project during one of their visits to the North Bay at Marin Primary and Middle School, an independent private school in the North Bay.
I have played soccer on 4 crutches since I was a little kid.
Nico Calabria and Jovan Booker are colleagues and teammates on the U.S. men's national amputee soccer team who also teach and coach for the nonprofit, the Bionic Project.
This is something different that allows me the opportunity to just work with kids in a way that's just super meaningful.
On this day, the Bionic Project is at Marin Primary and Middle School, teaching adaptive soccer to kids. It's a memorable experience designed to break down barriers.
We enjoy spending time with kids and introducing them to disability from a young age, and we know that familiarity fights fear.
Before hitting the pitch, the team goes into the classroom to talk to students about themes surrounding disabilities.
I would love to hear the creative ideas that you came up with.
Dana Russ Rogers is the executive director of the nonprofit based in Massachusetts. She grew up in Mill Valley and brought the program to Bay Area schools in April.
That gives them a chance to start asking really thoughtful questions, and a lot of the awkwardness around disability starts to break down.
Kids ultimately become much more empathetic, understanding, and inclusive.
The president and founder of the Bionic Project is Will Gordon, a former teacher who's been an amputee for 30 years. He says 1 in 4 Americans have some kind of disability, but few grow up with someone who has a physical disability.
There's a lot of power in these devices, and I can play sports and I can run. So I've really kind of embraced being an amputee, and that's an important part of my identity.
Once the children get on the field, that's where the connections happen. Kids are given a pair of crutches and they try playing adaptive soccer on one leg.
I think it allows them to kind of feel something in their body. Like as teachers, we know that kids learn best when they're moving. So yes, we read a story to them about what it's like to be a little bit different or to be in a different body, but to get outside and actually feel that and engage in sport really kind of allows it to hit home for them.
people are bumping into each other and laughing, and that's where you really end the day feeling very connected.
The group also teaches adaptive hockey and does 5K races in the fall, with an upcoming race set for the last Sunday in October at Chrissy Field.
We're trying to make this our kind of second hub, and we love coming to San Francisco. We're just here to create a meaningful experience with the kids, allow them to see people with disabilities as people that can be friends and not be scared or feel uncomfortable around them. We want to offer the opportunity to meet children's curiosity where it is, and I think that giving them the chance to play on some crutches is like, oh, they can, the experience of play is really powerful.
And it's powerful for the coaches too. They say they love what they do and the people they work with.
1, 2, 3.
Any schools interested in having the Bionic Project come to their campus during one of their next trips out to the Bay?
All right, I love all of those people. They all come here. They will all be here Friday. So like the president, the founder, they all come together. There's a group of 5 or 6 of them. Some of them amputees, some not, but the kids will be out on our football fields. They'll be playing adaptive soccer. It starts off with an assembly first period where they really talk to the kids about disability. And it's really inspiring to see just all the kids come together for something like that. So we are excited about the Bionic Project. So that's our 6th grade. And then that was just some photos from last year. We had them in. So that was some of our photos from last year that were here. And then next for 7th grade, I don't have a video for Rob Surratt because he doesn't really allow flash photography and videos in his presentations, but he is outstanding. He is a speed painter, and he paints for Disney, DC Comics, Star Wars, Marvel, and he calls his 60-minute presentation Be Somebody. And during the course of the performance, he paints these 12-foot portraits of renowned world leaders, such as Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Albert Einstein, in 2 to 4 minutes flat. So the kids come into the assembly, they watch him paint these like crazy portraits in little amount of time. But as he's doing that, he's playing scenes of some of these renowned world leaders and what they've done really for society. And he has music and it's so motivational. He speaks about kindness and respect. And really, he demonstrates that anything is possible. So he focuses on all different traits, perseverance. He has sports clips. He does Michael Jordan. So it really touches all different kinds of kids. And his school performances, he's been on the Today Show, Good Morning America, Oprah Winfrey. He's been everywhere. And we're so happy to have him back. He's coming in on October 21st for our 7th graders. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Rohan Murphy is coming back to work with our 8th grade. Rohan Murphy actually grew up on Long Island. He's a nationally recognized motivational speaker. He lost both of his legs at birth, but was still able to achieve a successful wrestling career. And he was a walk-on at Penn State University and wrestled for there too. He's also an accomplished powerlifter. And he's very good at connecting with the kids. He tells them their life stories, his life story, and his motto is no excuses, because he could easily use many and he doesn't. So lastly, I'll show you, this is a shorter clip. This is only 1 minute, but I have to brag a little bit about Rohan Murphy.
It's a typical morning for Rohan Murphy at Profit in Deer Park, the place he calls his second home.
I love coming here. It's my outlet. It's my sanctuary. I have tons of great friends that help me work out, tons of great trainers as well. My buddy Chris is here with me today. One day he's like, oh, let's just work out together. I'm like, all right, help me out, help me work out. And it was one of the most intense workouts we ever had. It's just nonstop.
Murphy, who lost his legs at birth, began a successful wrestling career as a freshman at East Islip High School.
I don't believe it. I found a sport that it wasn't just a sport for me, it was a purpose. He gave me a purpose in life. Something to strive for, something to really look forward to every day after school.
But he didn't stop there. He dreamed of a bigger match.
Despite not having legs, I was a walk-on to the Penn State wrestling team. It was a dream come true. Growing up as a kid, I always really wanted to be a Division I athlete. So that's when I really got into working out.
And when he isn't in this gym, Murphy is in hundreds of middle school gyms speaking to students about his inspirational journey.
Growing up disabled, I never really thought of myself as an inspirational motivation. I kind of just wanted to live my life. I kind of want to get the most out of life, but as I got older, people always told me how much of an inspiration I was just by the way I lived my life, and I thought maybe if I could be articulate enough and share my story with students and schools, it can motivate them to really get the most
their lives as well.
Murphy's message has inspired thousands of students, not just on Long Island, but in 41 other states.
Anytime I get a message from a student letting me know how much I inspire them, to me that's what it's all about. That's priceless. Speaking is it's my dream job. I'm blessed. I really truly am.
In Deer Park, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
Yeah, last year.
All right, this feels
Last year, after he presented to our 8th graders, he actually emailed me, and he told me that so many of our students reached out to him, because he gives them like his social media pages, and he said so many of our kids just reached out to him and thanked him and said how inspiring his story really was for them. So it was really nice to hear that as a follow-up from him, and he'll be coming in to work with our 8th graders on October 30th. So we are excited to have him as well. And that was last year with Rohan. All right, and I'm going to welcome back Mr. Van. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I just wanted to highlight our Washington D.C. trip, our 8th grade Washington D.C. trip, which I believe is on the agenda this evening for approval. And we've been doing that trip for since I've been here, so 8 years, 9 years, and it just it gets better every year. The tour company is very good. They listen to our feedback. They respond to what we're asking for as far as tweaks are concerned. It's a whirlwind trip, right? We leave Thursday morning at like 5 a.m. and then we get home Friday night about 10 o'clock. Very tired, but it's a great trip. The kids bond well. We added last year. We were so fortunate that we were able to have two of our students present at the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It was incredibly powerful to see. I don't know if I've ever been more proud of our students as far as their attentiveness and the respect that they showed to that ceremony and to that event. It was honestly, it was a highlight of my year, honestly, just to see how the students conducted themselves and to see our name up there on the wreath in front of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was really, really very, very powerful for me. And the students, I think so too. But we also, we do some tours. We did a tour of the Capitol last year, which was a little different. We hadn't done that before, which was really interesting, very interesting. And just, kids have a great time. We go out to see the monuments at night, and they get to take pictures, and we stop by the White House, in front of the White House. It's a wonderful trip. The kids really look forward to it, and they respond well to it, so I hope you'll, consider that when you make your decision this evening. So. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you got a little snippet of what we try to do here at Prodell, some of the things that we're so proud of, and the wonderful staff that we have here that make it all happen for folks. So if you have any questions, I'd love to answer any questions you might have.
No, just not really questions, just you mentioned the growth of the music program. I had the pleasure the last several years to attend a lot of the events with my daughter in the school. It's really hard to find seats in the auditorium, and just any thought of potentially. I know the high school hosts some of the other.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
Okay,
yeah. It was. I mean, it
people
was,
sitting in the aisle, standing along the back. It's great
I agree.
to see
I mean, I
there.
didn't allow anyone to sit in the aisle. That would have been unsafe. But there were people standing along the sides for sure. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But it's a byproduct of something really good. That people want to be involved in it and participate in it. We could not have anticipated that, honestly, because it was roughly the same number of students that we had in the past. But you live and you learn, so that's something that we're definitely considering, and we will make a decision on that and what's in everyone's best interest, and let folks know before we get to that point.
It's a good problem to have to solve.
It is a good problem, yes.
The board members. Mr. Van, thank you again. It's really great to see the vibrant, what's happening here, and Ms. Biscardi going through the assemblies that are coming up. Amazing, right? I can only imagine the reaction that students have and the learnings that they take away, the empathy and all the other characteristics that kind of come back to the Wildcats character traits. What do we call that in the front? What is that called? The wings? Is it literally called wings? What is it called? I'm just curious. What is it? There you go. So wings of kindness. Okay, there you go. I was wondering what it was called. Okay, no, I like it. No, it's great. So do students put themselves in the middle and take pictures? Okay, I was going to say, is that what it's known for? Oh, is that where they, okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
we have a great picture of Rohan Murphy in front of that too, from a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
like a little
perfect.
signature piece of the middle school, I think.
Absolutely.
That just kind of grew up recently, so.
I think it's just.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I
No, thank you
appreciate,
for sharing
you
about
know,
the
you
impact
recognizing
course.
all the wonderful things that we try to
Same here.
do for students every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up under reports and reviews, we have Mr. Dan LaSquadro, our Brookhaven Superintendent of Highways, to talk about Randall Road safety improvements. Thanks for being here, Mr. LaSquadro.
My pleasure. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Does he know how to use the clicker? Just kidding. Oh, there you go.
That's what I figured. It's highlighted. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Dan LaSquadro, Brookhaven Highway Superintendent, parent of a 5th grader and a 10th grader in this district, and my wife teaches in this very building, and graduate a few years ago of Shoreham-Wading River. So this has always been home to me, and I'm very happy to announce an upcoming project which I've worked on for quite some time with Mr. Arcuri, and I want to thank him for him doing his due diligence on this and making sure we comply with all the state education laws and everything else that goes along with this. As some of you may have seen recently, there was a very large expose on a project that we are working on. It's a Vision Zero project, Brookhaven Vision Zero, the goal of which is to reduce serious and fatal accidents in the town of Brookhaven to 0. It's a nationwide program. It's one that I got a grant of almost $400,000 to do engineering studies at various locations. And really what it does is it opens the door to tremendous grant opportunities. This is not one of those grant opportunities, but this project that we're going to talk about today really ties in perfectly as part of our Vision Zero goal. I've done a number of school-related projects, Eastport South Manor, William Floyd, Middle Country, Three Village, Sachem, Miller Place, Longwood Road. If you drive down Longwood Road past their complexes, we did a number of driver feedback, number of turning lanes, a number of traffic calming measures there. Obviously, all of you have seen the work we did on Miller Avenue in front of the elementary school there, and we solved the parking problem by shifting it all to one side and not having people yelling at us anymore about parking in front of their houses. We were able to accomplish that all within the town right-of-way. The project we're going to talk about today cannot be accomplished within the town right-of-way. We want to widen the road to accommodate some improvements, and that will necessitate a dedication of land from the school district to the town. And we will then be able to build our infrastructure wholly within public-owned land, which will then mean we will maintain it in perpetuity. So we brought in Nelson & Pope, which obviously is a very well-regarded engineering firm, to do the design on this project for us. When we looked at the existing conditions, we all know there is limited sight distance at the school driveway. Because the school is tucked back far, that's a good thing, but the bad thing is people travel at generally a pretty high rate of speed on Randall Road, and the stop signs actually didn't do much to alleviate that. People just accelerate harder off the stop signs than if they had just been traveling at a consistent speed, which is one of the reasons I always tell people stop signs are not the answer for speeding.
Right.
So we know that the single northbound and southbound lanes cause traffic problems, especially during larger events, drop-off and pickup. The only control, as we call them, traffic controls, at this intersection is obviously the stop coming out of the driveway. So what we are proposing here, and why we need the dedication of land from the school district, is to add a left turn lane heading northbound and a right turn lane heading southbound. We will also reposition the sidewalk. The sidewalk will still be contiguous, but we will have to move it a little bit further to the west, to the west of the right turn lane going into the school. We also will add a traffic signal. Now, for those of you who have headed northbound on Randall Road, you know that if you go over the speed limit passing Leisure Glen, the light turns red. You can set traffic signals with the vehicle detection systems that we have to a specific speed. We are going to do that with this signal as well. So, and then it becomes an issue of conditioning. People will become conditioned, just like they have at Leisure Glen, to ride the green wave. If you hold a steady speed, the light will stay green, and you will continue. If you're going too fast, the light turns red on you. It's a behavior modification tool, and they work phenomenally well. As I said before, we're going to reconstruct those pedestrian ramps when we move the sidewalks. So, oops, wrong button. Oh, now I have to go back. How do I do that? Was that the one I skipped? There we go. Okay. So you can see where the existing conditions and the proposed conditions, what the limits of it are. We're going to go all the way back to Cooper Street with the realignment, because we do have a turning lane there, but we're going to restripe it to accommodate the new turn lane into the school to maximize the number of vehicles we can queue up, so we can maintain the flow of traffic northbound and southbound there. So this is the dedication that would be required. We tried to minimize it as much as possible while still being able to have all of our infrastructure within the public right-of-way. Honestly, it's really not that much. It's just under 4,400 square feet, but it will allow us to put that infrastructure in place, and again, have it on public property, so it becomes part of my road inventory, and we will maintain it. That's the last slide. I just wanted to add that this project, while it was my intention, and first speaking with Glenn when we started talking about it, to do this project this calendar year in 2025. What we ran into was we would have had the board vote on it to give this dedication, but anything that has any value has to be put up for a referendum. So this will be, with your blessing, will be put up for a referendum next year to dedicate this land, so that we can complete this work in the spring and summer of next year after the budget passes and the community gets to vote on this. But this will integrate very nicely, because Randall Road was actually one of the first roads that I paved when I came into office 12 years ago. And that road, for a main road that has the type of traffic that it does, lasted a very long time. But if you drive along it, seams are starting to open up, particularly just to the south of here by before the church. You have one section that's starting to unravel a little bit. I fully expect there to be some damage this winter. It's the natural life cycle of a road. So I already have in my plan of work to resurface Randall Road from Whiskey Road to 25A next year. And to be able to do that in conjunction with this, we will have one contiguous road surface. All the striping can be done at one time. And I think it will be a very good project that accomplishes a number of safety and efficiency goals, and lessening the frustration on the part of our parents when they are going to and from the middle school. So I'm very excited about this. It's something we've worked on for quite some time, and I hope we have your support to put this up for a referendum, and this small dedication of land will pay very large dividends. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you for being here tonight. It's a quick question. I know we have some students that walk to school from, I'm not sure, from the development to the east of Cooper, but it looks like you're repaving and maybe Shoreham-Wading the street from Cooper to the middle school. I think last year or the year prior, we added some pavement to allow students to walk on the south side of our entrance. So what triggers a sidewalk from Cooper to the middle school on the west side there?
So interestingly, in my budget, I do not get funding for new construction. My budget is to maintain the existing infrastructure in the town. Anytime I want to do a new project, it requires capital funding or a grant. So I have actually applied for 2 grants, and we weren't successful this year, but we're going to hopefully be successful next year. We did get some very big grants this year. Those were just not among them. I would like to add sidewalks exactly where you're talking about, and also on North Country Road from, oh goodness, what's the name of that development? But headed to the Mount Sinai School Complex, Grasslands Court. That's the name of that big development over there in Mount Sinai. We'd actually like to put sidewalks along North Country from there all the way over to the school complex. So we have a number of areas around the town. We're aware of this and we're looking at it. And I will just let you in on a little pet project of mine and something in my future plans and my line of thinking. To me, this is a puzzle piece, and it will accomplish a great number of things. But what my long-term goal is I would like to explore building on what is now, quote-unquote, a paper road. It only exists as an old file map. But I would like to construct Miller Avenue from 25A to Cooper Street, and then tie all of that together. And that would alleviate a great deal of pressure from Randall Road by having those communities have access north to 25A through a dedicated roadway with no traffic, no houses, nothing on it. And that would also greatly help the intersection at Randall and 25A, which I was able to add a turn lane into the last time I paved the road, but we're very limited on space there. We don't have enough for a straight right and left there. We only had enough for a left, straight, and right. So alleviating pressure from there, if we were able to construct Miller south to Cooper, and in conjunction with that, we would do that as a capital project and incorporate sidewalk all the way from the Palcor communities and everything over there, all the way across Cooper, and tie in with our new infrastructure here, which is the same thing we did with Miller Avenue. If you remember, we redid all of Miller Avenue, and it was several years until we were able to complete the North Country Road project last year. But now you have contiguous access, non-vehicular access from a public beach, from the park at Shoreham Beach, all the way up to the shopping centers, which I still call Cherry Tree Shops, but that's too old. But again, it's puzzle pieces that you put together, and when you get them all together, you really have some very good, very safe infrastructure. As all of you well know, though, it takes money, and every issue of government is an issue of budget. So doing these things with an eye towards the future and how we can incorporate them into future projects is always my goal. So I see this as an important start of that plan, but that is my long-term goal, is to be able to connect those communities and provide another outlet to alleviate the traffic pressure off of Randall Road.
Thank you for coming tonight and
Thank you, Henry.
doing the presentation. Dan, I totally support this. I know, I mean, having 2 kids go through the middle school already and pick up, I know exactly what you're mentioning. Just curious though, are there any other infrastructure improvements that need to be done, whether it be lighting because of additional surface area or storm drain, or are there any fire?
Anytime we pave a road, and right now, I think Randall Road is actually draining very well. We had one problem another number of years ago, but that was related to the sod farm. That was before they put up the solar farm. And as a condition of the site plan for the solar farm, that drainage was improved. So that problem has been alleviated.
So it's nothing that you need to do at this point?
We always examine, I mean, if you look at North Country Road, the project that we did,
Yeah.
we added a significant amount of drainage and recontoured, raised the roadways in certain areas. So every time I pave a road, we look at it as a complete system. And drainage is obviously the most important thing because water is the enemy of a roadway. You know, it produces premature degradation, so we always want to make sure that we have our flow lines correct, that the water is moving off the roadways properly. So we will take another look before we resurface Randall in its entirety. But Randall, as it exists right now, we haven't had any significant problems there. Maybe a couple of bird baths at corners where you had a little settling or people taking corners too tight. You know, they compact down the edge of a roadway, but that's normal. You know, we correct that when we resurface the roads.
Okay. The other question I had was, I guess for our folks, the signage currently for the school is in the way, right? So we need to relocate.
Got to move to the other side.
So we're moving it to the other side so you can still see, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So Mr. Arcuri and I worked on that. The only responsibilities of the school district here, other than the dedication of land, would be the clearing of a small amount of vegetation there and relocating the school sign onto private property.
Are we changing it so it's Wi-Fi enabled and you can change it without having to go out into the roadway?
Maybe
I remember seeing Mr. Van go out there every now and then.
Maybe it's an opportunity to take a look at that when we move it. We'll certainly inquire.
I tried, Mr. Van.
Thank you again, Mr. LaSquadra. I think it's a great project. It's been something that I think has been on all of our minds, and not only board members, community members, you know, all of us here. So I think it's a great improvement. What does the district, Mr. Poole, have to do next, though? Do we have to do a resolution? What's next? To put up as a referendum?
There would be a resolution coming up in the wintertime to put a proposition on the May ballot to do the transfer of the property to that. So the community would have to vote on that. But once that's done, then it's onward and.
And we'll be ready to go. I have the capital funds. I had them allocated this year. It wasn't a problem to roll them over to next year. It wasn't operating money. It was capital, so it was easy. So as soon as the budget and the proposition pass, we will commence our prep work because anywhere we're dealing with conflict with school access, we always pave in the summer anyway. So the goal will be to do the concrete and widening work in the spring and be ready to go and pave the road over the summer.
Very good. It's a good improvement. It's a
Great.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I
Thanks for
appreciate
being
your
here.
time.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Great.
Okay. All right. Next up are our votes and resolutions. The approval of our September 29th, 2025 regular public meeting minutes. May I get a motion? Katie, second. Megan, any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Next up, we have our Board of Education resolutions. There's one of them, 2526-049. May I get a motion, please? Henry, second. Jim, any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Next up is our curriculum and instruction resolutions. In this section is 2526-050. May I get a motion, please? Henry, second. Mike? Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. Mr. Van, they're going to Washington, D.C. Next up are human resource resolutions. There are three of these, 2526-051 through 2526-053. May I get a motion, please? Megan and Katie, any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0.
Just one quick question, sorry.
Yes, Mike, go ahead, please.
How quickly, now that these three positions or multiple positions are approved by the Board of Ed, how quickly do we anticipate having someone on the agenda?
For the we'll post for girls flag football as soon as possible. So we'll get that going. The co-curricular activities are already set and scheduled. Probably some staff arrangements will get that going, and then we will regroup with the AD on the equipment manager positions and get that out quickly to
great.
get those things in place. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
For our ex officio students, I know it's been a long meeting, but I did want to bring something up. The one resolution that we just approved, 2526052, was a suggestion and a recommendation from your student body. We received a student request for that to start a girls' flag football team. So I just wanted to let you know that it just got approved tonight. So there's something to be celebrated. So there you go. So improvement of students and voice. There you go. So there you go. All right. So human resources, we just approved those. Next up are business and operations. We have two of these, 2526054 through 2526055. May I get a motion, please? Jim L. and then Henry. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0.
I think that was Mike, just for the record.
Oh, there's Mike, I'm sorry. You both have this gray thing going on, so. So the gray, come up. Well, thank you, Henry, Mike. What's that? All right, next up is personnel. May I get a motion, please, for our personnel tonight? Katie, Jim, any discussion or questions on personnel? All in favor? 6-0. Ms. Kirschus, any communications?
No.
Any other discussion from the board?
I think Jim would want us to go ahead of
Okay, go ahead. Do you have it? Do you have it? This is late breaking news here, folks. Go for it. What do you got?
On behalf of
shout out to Jim Smith. SWR undefeated league champs, 3-2 win over Glenn in overtime. That brings our boys soccer to 15-0 for the season.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Yeah,
to our
something.
boys soccer team. That's great news. Good way to end our meeting. Any additional comments from residents, Ms. Kirschus?
You wanted to speak, correct? Can you come to the podium, state
Sure.
your name, and address, please, for the board? Thank you.
Name's Dan McGuire. I have three children, one that graduated from Shoreham-Wading River, second year in college, two that are currently in the district, and I live in Shoreham. So at the last SEPTA meeting, I had a chance to talk about some concerns I had. And some of those concerns that I have regarding the Chromebook usage in the district. Now I'll take a step back for a minute. Back in the day, we started the one-on-one initiative with the Chromebooks, okay? My son that's now in the second year of college was in middle school when it was initiated in Mr. Van's building, and he was actually the poster child in Newsday when we first put the program out there, okay? That's not my concern. The Chromebooks themselves are not my concern. I think they're a good tool if they're used in a reasonable manner. My concern is the monitoring of the Chromebooks while students are in the classrooms, okay? And what I mean by that is, if you have your computers, as we know, if you're in an educational setting, and you have a teacher in the front of the room, and the student is looking at the screen, and the adult is on the other side, they're not seeing what's happening on the other side of the screen unless you're in and out of that classroom. And depending what that teacher is doing, correct? So that would be my concern. So over the years, and this is a piece that came out of the SEPTA meeting, having a child that has struggles in school, academically and socially, I've learned that his computer time really needs to be monitored extremely closely. And even when I'm there monitoring, it's hard. So I'll give that to everyone involved that I get it, it's a challenge. But over the years, I've really advocated with central administration about bringing in Go Guardian. And now I know they have it. Go Guardian's in place. So I know there's a couple of different aspects to Go Guardian. And one aspect is the teacher can see the child's screens on their screen, right? It's my understanding at this point, and I've been going back and forth with the district over the last couple of weeks, been talking to Tracy, been talking to Frank, I've been talking to Mr. Poole a little bit about this, that is in place. We have that tool. But the part that disappoints me a bit is that that tool is not being offered to teachers. And what I mean by that is it's been offered in a casual way, but it has not been training that has been like on superintendent's conference day. Here's training, come from the training, you need the training, understand the tools that you have type of thing, so that we can monitor what's going on the kids' computers by the teacher overseeing it. So that's one piece. Now the second piece, which I came aware of this year, which I didn't realize it's an issue. I'm not even sure if all the folks in this room realize it's an issue, or the exposure that this puts the district in. If you're a student, you get an SWR email account. That SWR Gmail account you use to log into your Chromebook, okay? That Chromebook is now tied to all these filters. So if you're in that Chromebook as a student, where you go is limited. If you ask your son or child at home, log in using your own Gmail account, like I just confirmed before I came to this meeting tonight, and I had my son put in SeanBlueEyes@gmail.com, there's no control. He's on YouTube. He's on any site that he wants to be. And you can only imagine the sites that these kids can go to. And we have one-to-one initiative. So what does that mean? These Chromebooks are on their desk 24/7 in the classroom. And if they're open, if they're not directed to close them, they have full access to these websites during instruction when they might not be being used. It's a safety concern. Why do I say it's a safety concern? It's a safety concern because if they're on a Shoreham Gmail and a concern comes about a child wanting to hurt themselves or research that fact, then at that point in time, they would be flagged. And the district, I know the district would immediately pull that child to make sure everything's fine, because they have the ability. By allowing these kids to have Gmail accounts that are not underneath the SWR system, we are opening our kids up to view inappropriate material, to not capturing behaviors that might be harmful to them or others. So I get it if we have to coordinate to put training in place for Go Guardian, but the piece I don't understand is not blocking it so kids can't use the so kids can only use the SWR Gmail account. It's a safety issue, and it's the monitoring issue. And I've expressed it to several different folks. I'm not really getting where I need to be to address this. And I'm hoping, not even just my child, but for all the kids in this community, that if we miss something because this request was ignored, it's an exposure for the district. If someone gets hurt and we missed it because someone is on a school-issued device using a non-school-issued email and it's been brought to their attention, it's concerning. And listen, I'm not looking here to say someone did something wrong or didn't. I just want to make sure that we're making sure that we can prevent any kid from getting hurt or help a child that we may be missing because we can't monitor that data. If my son goes on a Gmail account, keep in mind, and if tech runs a report and he's on his personal Gmail account because the computers allow that, that report's not going to show anything. It's going to be meaningless. And that's how I really got to figure out by going through this, well, what's really going on here? Why can this kid go on all these sites? He was actually on a site from morning to the end of the school day, the entire school day. And I assumed he was on a SW Gmail account, not realizing that my middle school son comes in and goes, no, Dad, the kids go on non-SW Gmail accounts. I go, what are you talking about? How can they do that? And that's exactly what's happening. He showed it to me. And I went on it. It's concerning. So I'm respectfully asking the Board of Ed to have a conversation about this and address this before, something goes wrong. That's it.
It's my understanding that we have Go Guardian and a built-in firewall as per the Chromebook. Can we review that at the next technology meeting?
We'll be reviewing that tomorrow just to make sure that.
Thank you.
My understanding is that should not be the case, but.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Guari. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Okay. I think you have that one, right, Mr. Poole?
Yep.
Okay, very good. All right, we're good. All right. May I get a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting? Katie, second Jim, all in favor? 6-0. Thank you, everyone.